There's a former very liberal Democrat governor of Colorado. His name is Dick Lamm. I think he's a professor somewhere now. I'm no fan of this guy's policies for the most part. He had some very weird policies, very weird thoughts. But he had a really good one about a decade ago. He stood up in front of an audience, and he gave a short speech about the future of the nation and what's going on with immigration. And as you can see in Colorado, Colorado used to be a strong red Republican state. Now it's a blue Democrat state, largely because of illegal immigration and immigration generally. And you can see this throughout these states. Nevada, of course, California, and so forth. And he got up and he said, if you believe that America is too smug, too self-satisfied, too rich, then let's destroy America. No, he's being sarcastic, so what he says, though, is very, very important. It's not that hard to do. No nation in history has survived the ravages of time. All great civilizations rise and fall, and that an autopsy of history would show that all great nations commit suicide. Here's how they do it. First, to destroy America, turn America into a bilingual or multilingual and bicultural country. History shows that no nation can survive the tension, conflict, and antagonism of two or more competing languages and cultures. It is a blessing for an individual to be bilingual. However, it is a curse for a society to be bilingual. The historical scholar Seymour Lipset put it this way. The histories of bilingual and bicultural societies that do not assimilate are histories of turmoil, tension, and tragedy. Canada, Belgium, Malaysia, Lebanon all face crises of national existence in which minorities press for autonomy, if not independence. Pakistan and Cyprus have divided. Nigeria suppressed an ethnic rebellion. France faces difficult times with Basques and Bretons and Corsicans. Second, to destroy America, invent multiculturalism and encourage immigrants to maintain their culture. Make it an article of belief that all cultures are equal. There are no cultural differences. Make it an article of faith that the black and Hispanic dropout rates are due solely to prejudice and discrimination by the majority. Every other explanation is out of bounds. This is Dick Lamm, the former liberal Democrat governor of Colorado. He went on. Third, we could make the United States and Hispanic Quebec without much effort. The key is to celebrate diversity rather than unity. As Benjamin Schwartz said in the Atlantic Monthly recently, the apparent success of our own multi-ethnic and multicultural experiment might have been achieved not by tolerance, but by hegemony. Without the dominance that once dictated ethnocentricity and what it meant to be an American, we are left with only tolerance and pluralism to hold us together. Governor Lamm went on. I would encourage all immigrants to keep their own language and culture. I would replace the melting pot metaphor with a salad bowl metaphor. It's important to ensure that we have various cultural subgroups living in America, enforcing their differences rather than as Americans emphasizing their similarities. How else would you destroy America? Fourth, I would make our fastest growing demographic group the least educated. I would add a second underclass, unassimilated, undereducated, and antagonistic to our population. I would have this second underclass have a 50% dropout rate from high school. My fifth point for destroying America would be to get big foundations and business to give these efforts lots of money. I would invest in ethnic identity, and I would establish the cult of victimology. I would get all minorities to think that their lack of success was the fault of the majority. I would start a grievance industry blaming all minority failure on the majority population. My sixth plan for America's downfall would include dual citizenship and promote divided loyalties, and I would celebrate diversity over unity. I would stress differences than similarities. Diverse people worldwide are most engaged in hating each other. That is, when they're not killing each other. A diverse, peaceful, or stable society is against most historical precedent. People undervalue the unity it takes to keep a nation together. Look at the ancient Greeks. The Greeks believed that they belonged to the same race. They possessed a common language and literature. They worshiped the same gods. All Greece took part in the Olympic Games. A common enemy, Persia, threatened their liberty. Yet all these bonds were not strong enough to overcome two factors: local patriotism and geographical conditions that nurtured political division. Greece fell. E pluribus unum. From many, one. In that historical reality, if we put the emphasis on the pluribus instead of the unum, we will balkanize America assuredly as Kosovo. Next to last, I would place all subjects off limits. Make it taboo to talk about anything against the cult of diversity. I would find a word similar to heretic in the 16th century that stopped discussion and paralyzed thinking. Words like racist or xenophobe halt discussion and debate. Having made America a bilingual, bicultural country, having established multiculturalism, having the large foundations fund the doctrine of victimology, I would next make it impossible to enforce our immigration laws. I would develop a mantra that because immigration has been good for America, it must always be good. I would make every individual immigrant symmetric and ignore the cumulative impact of millions of them. In the last minute of his speech, Governor Lamm said, lastly, I would censor Victor Hanson Davis's book, Mexiphonia. The book is dangerous. It exposes the plan to destroy America. If you feel America deserves to be destroyed, don't read that book. And by the way, we're having Victor Davis Hanson on in the next hour. And so, this was what the governor said. Everyone in that room knew that everything Lamm enumerated was proceeding methodically, quietly, yet pervasively across the United States today. Discussion is suppressed. Over 100 languages are ripping the foundation of our educational system and national cohesiveness. Even barbaric cultures that practice female genitalia mutilation are growing as we celebrate diversity. American jobs are vanishing. And it goes on. There was a time when liberal Democrats rejected what's going on in this country. Walter Mondale, he was opposed to it. It's true. Even Chavez, the leader of the unionizing the farm workers movement, he opposed illegal immigration. True. The Southern Leadership Conference, they opposed illegal immigration. Unions opposed illegal immigration. Republicans opposed illegal immigration. Not anymore. All of those forces support it. Have we changed? No. Their political agenda has changed. I've got tons more. I'll be right back.
Mark